What are y'all doing? Let's go. Happy Sunday here to everybody. It is a Sunday. What? Is this dead? It is. That's about that. There we go. I had to turn on. What y'all up to? Come on in, chat. Come on in, pirates. I missed y'all. This is Sunday with me, Storage Auction Pirate. How are y'all doing? Let's go. I got my new handy dandy tripod. It's the first time I tried out because I got to do some work here in the garage. And so I want to see how this baby works. I have to do, it's supposed to follow me around, and so far it's working. I don't know how this is going to work for the quality of footage, but we're going to give it a whirl. What's everybody up to? What is everybody up to? Welcome in. Let me get a W in the chat. I'm hearing my what I call this the community garage because it's like a catch-all for everything we have. Let's go. Good morning from the Philippines. What up? Salutations and good morning. Hello, storage invaders. What up, Graham Hills? Hello, Mike says Beth Ford. You doing? How you doing, Pirate? I'm sure you're finding great deals. And I'm not really buying storage units. It's kind of wild right now. Mad Dog. What up, JD Gonzalez? What's up, Malcolm Bell? Hello, fella. What up, my fellow fella? What's up, Kay Raymond? What's up, Beth Ford? What's up, Shira? You know He-Man? You know He-Man or what? Watching football, says JD. W says Storage Invaders. Hi everybody, how are you? Very organized, very good system, Pirate. Thank you, Matt. This is my garage where I keep all sorts of things that are like tools and stuff, like all the tools I've saved for years, et cetera, et cetera. All the stuff like I got this fountain I'm supposed to build for a fountain for Jessica when we're working on our garden. I'm starting to build my garden. I'm taking trees down now. I gotta take my glasses off because I can't read the words. You look like a whole new dude, Fest Bubble. I can't explain it to you. I can't explain it to you. I put out a video the other day on Hustle Grinder Wine. It's about my spiritual awakening or journey. And I've had a lot of positive feedback and I've had a lot of bad feedback too. I've realized that there's a lot of people who don't believe in religion, much like I didn't. And they have a lot of bad energy to put towards what I'm on. They're mocking it, calling it a spiritual journey, or I'm fake. I've heard a handful of people tell me I'm fake recently because I have decided to change my life for the better. I've taken accountability for a lot of things I wasn't the best of a person at, and I found faith in God. But the reality is, it's quite obvious there's a change going on inside of me. I can't fake it. You guys know I've never been one to fake it. I've been the most transparent man on the internet. Very often, I've made myself look like the biggest jackass and actually embarrassed myself. So, how could I physically and mentally do this for being fake or for the views? Granted, we do social media for views. That's the whole point of it. I've never been fake. I've done the most embarrassing, transparent, bottom of the barrel things to show that I'm not that person. And the flip side of all the negative comments that I've seen, or the handful, it's not a lot, it's only for a handful of people, and some of them are very close to me. Most of y'all are recognizing that I've made an absolute change, and I really appreciate you. I really love all you for all the great comments. You look so much better on your new path. Thank you. Thank you. You look like a whole new dude, says Fast Bubble. Have you ever considered going to a different site because there's 7 different sites you can buy off of? Um, I don't think about it. I actually own my own Mad Dog District. I created a site on District called bidswipe.net. That's my biggest focus moving forward. But I love Whatnot, so I'm not going to leave them. Whatnot helped me become the businessman I am. I'm not going to abandon them because I'm starting my own. I'm trying to find a fine line between doing both, you know? He looks like a 35-year-old man because he's a whole new man. That's what I feel like. I'm 21, guys. Jessica thinks I've started taking meth because I have this newfound energy. It's funny the way she thinks sometimes. She's like, "Are you on drugs?" Like, no, man. I am on 1 month of not smoking weed no more. The first and longest time in my life since the age of 2. I am on 3 weeks now of no cigarettes. I am drinking mass amounts of water where I never drank none. I'm working out every day. I'm eating healthier. I'm studying the Bible. I'm doing a million different things. I'm trying to stop I'm doing every single thing that I should have been doing for a long time. And it's rejuvenated my spirit. It's rejuvenated my body and my health. I can't explain it. Like It's insane. Like I have, it's not like I'm just sitting here with extracurricular activity or I'm ADD or whatever. I just literally feel better internally. Good evening, Pirate. Love the new. Thanks. I just went and got a haircut. I just went and got a new haircut. God bless you. Welcome to the Lord's kingdom. Thank you, JD. I appreciate that. It's been a long journey. You guys have heard me for years discuss not believing in religion, and I've often utilized my thought process to direct, I guess, in the wrong manner. And I apologize for that. I apologize to anybody I've ever offended, and I might have said something that you thought was ill in that. It was just the direction I had become. Maybe Lucifer had inflicted me at some point. I don't know. I understand where I was wrong, and I apologize for that. You do you. Happy for you. Thank you, Shira. God bless you, says Elijah Jones. What's up? Man, it happens. You have had enough time to self-reflect. That's all I've had since I moved here. I saw that video. I thought it was amazing. You look like a whole new person. Thank you. Amen, Almighty God. Thank you, Jay. Did you ever buy a unit on any other state other than storage trade like because Jeebus bought off all sevens? Yeah, I don't really go on most of them because the smaller time, they're more crooked. I really personally believe a lot of them are crooked, and I'm not even happy with storage treasures. Their new system of backup bids, total scam in my eyes. I backed out of being on the storage treasures board of council because I feel they used me to get y'all's recognition and faith, and I saw that. But now they have this new system where they allow a backup bid. And what they do is, so I got one yesterday for 2,700, and I only bid 1910 on it. The unit sold for 9,210. I can't prove it, but somewhere along the line is corruption. If a unit sells for 9,000 and I only bid 1910 and you're offering me 2,700, you're scamming. I don't care what you say. You can utilize all the things you want to. I should never have got an offer more than what I bid, but they're utilizing shilling. And I'm willing to bet, in my opinion, because I could say in my opinion, because this is a news channel and it's my life. There's something going wrong on their end, and they will probably never admit it. And I'm going to pray that somebody can step up and help fight this because it's ruining our business and they're sucking us dry, period, in my opinion. Um, Hope you saw my post. What was it, JD? Tell me what your post was. What's your thoughts on co-signing a huge Disney collection like a whole house in San Mateo? Are you trying to give it to me, Fest, or are you trying to take it for yourself? Let me ask that first, just so I know, be clear. You look like a new person. I'm very proud of you. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that. Good afternoon. How you guys like my new tripod? Watch. I come over here, whoop, look, put my hand up. It's supposed to stop. Boom. Look at that. I walk away, right? I come back and I'm like, hey, I want it to 360. I hit this the little boom, it comes back on. I'm 100% willing to, Fest Bubble. I will take on any major consignment. I have no problem with that. I'm always asking for it. If you guys have major collections in any way, shape, or form, your guy is Storage Auction Pirate. I can sign. If it's a small amount of money, which to me registers under like 30, 40 grand, I'm doing 50%. But you bring me something bigger, you bring me like 100 grand worth of product, I might take it down to 45, 40 because I have a lot of cost. I get do lots of giveaways. The pack of material is insane. The help and the time. So all that comes into play. But I'm your man. You know what I mean? Happy to see you shining again. Let's freaking go. Shine bright like a diamond. View this message. I'll hit your DM. Okay. Please do. You know where to find me. Very good new tripod. I'm sure you'll get different opportunities to buy different things in different systems that the pirate will believe in, or some great consignments. 100%. You looking good, my what's up, the Buckness? My favorite. I don't get take this, man, but you're my favorite troll. You're my favorite troll. Guys, please smash the like button. Please smash it if you could. Please share this out. I would appreciate it. And yeah, it's Sunday morning. I told you guys I was going to start doing lives. And a couple of weeks ago, I was not in the best place. I have a lot of things going on in my personal life. I'm not going to discuss that because it is personal and it's been a struggle for me. And the closer I got to more pain and darkness, the more it hurt. And I like to be transparent, but something transpired where I had my spiritual awakening. And I'm not going to let the darkness plague me no more. I'm trying to get back on track with my videos, the business, but I'm also trying to differentiate work from living my life and giving my family time. So I'm not trying to be that guy who is all over the place, just nonstop working and onslaught, because that's not good for my family. That's not good for my health. That's not good for my spirit. That's not good for my children, my relationship, anything, shape, or form. I got to find a good balance. And for so long, I was obsessed with work because I wanted to buy this home. And this home was very important to me for creating security for my family. Even if some of my family doesn't understand why, I can't change that. Some people will never understand the system of money, their upbringing, their programming might not allow them to understand why you need to have your money tied in certain things and not sit in a position where you have to work every day to get nowhere, to barely pay your bills, to be taxed, to wait for that income check at the end of the year from your tax refund to give you a little relief. That's not the way our world was designed. It's the way the system has become to make us all free slaves. I don't think slavery ever died. I think they realized how to just make us free slaves. That's my personal opinion. Amen, brother, says Big Ray's ball car. What's up, my guy? Yes, balancing training, one's mind, body, and soul is always important. I quit eating cereal, I quit eating pasta, and I quit eating bread, and I quit eating big meals in the morning. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at too. I've been really focused on my intake, um, and what I consume. And I've been studying things like I've given up marijuana for over a month now. I want to smoke again. I want to smoke again, but there's a lot of confliction biblically how marijuana ties into whether it's acceptable. And the more I dive into it, the more it shows me everything is unacceptable. For example, sugar and coffee are just as equally as bad as weed and alcohol when it controls you. If you need coffee every day to be a better version of yourself, it is now a master of you. And you're supposed to only have one master, which is God. And so when you have anything that consumes you, like food, video games, I don't care what it is. If you have to have a shopping addiction, if you need this to be a better version of yourself, it is now your master. So there's no definition of what is truly bad or good. It's really how much something controls you. Right. And so now I want to stop drinking sugar in my coffee. I want to start not drinking coffee every day because um, I have to have coffee every single day to do my job and be a better, happier person, it controls me. It is a master of my life, is what I'm learning. And so now I've been the same way with food. I'm trying to eat one good solid meal a day. I'm trying to drink my protein shakes or whatever because I'm working out a lot. And I'm trying to minimize the other food I eat throughout the day because the way I eat was very greedy, very gluttonous. I overate all the time. My proportions were very big. And I'm not saying you have to get down to this detail, but I want to lose weight. I did it before on Optavia, but that's not necessary. You don't need a master plan. What you need is self control, right? And I'm almost under 200. It's been bugging me. I hit 204 and I can't get back. I'm teetering at 207, 208 for 2 weeks now, and I can't get under it. And it's like bothering me. I'm trying hard to get. I want to be under. I want to be about 190, and then I'll gain some more throughout muscle because I've been working out like a savage. Not going to show you guys. You'll have to wait for the unveiling someday soon. But I've been working out like crazy. Yes, I agree that sugar and coffee are bad, and I don't drink carbonated drinks. What's your favorite tea? Do you ever have monk fruit? I don't think I've ever had monk fruit, and I'm not really specific on tea. When I drink tea, I try to go for what it is I'm looking for. Like if I have a sore throat, I drink sore throat tea. If I'm just can't sleep, I'm going to drink sleepy tea. If I think my immune system needs a little help, I drink immune tea. And I don't drink it often enough, but I look for what the benefits are from the exact tea I'm drinking. I don't have a favorite because I don't really drink it for the flavor. I think I think tea tastes like butt. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the best word to use. Part of my French, but I think tea tastes like crap. You know what I mean? All of it. And I don't want to have to add sugar and honey, even though honey is something beneficial to you when taken properly. It helps you out. I don't want to do that. I just drink it because it's supposed to help you. You know what I mean? Tax refund is doing. Amen, Terry. I've met too many people in this life who don't get it. No matter what, I've had people, the closest people to me in this world, I've tried teaching this and they don't get it. They keep running back to a job. Well, why do eBay? eBay doesn't just pay me money. Like when I work a check and I work 40 hours, I get this check. Yeah, but you can work 2 hours on eBay and get that same 40 hours. It might not come at the end of Friday, but that's where your self control and patience comes forward to your future. You're tricked into this mentality that trading time and for money is what's beneficial to you. And you're taxed on that dollar that you make. You're taxed on every dollar you're spent. And then at the end of the year, the system gives you this little bonus and you're able to pay off your credit cards and maybe buy a little something. And then you waste a whole nother year. We only live an average of 28,657 days or something. Most of that is spent in education, sleeping, working, and all these things. And if you can't gain more days of your life to live, and have enjoyment of your life, you don't understand you are a slave. And I don't need anybody to agree with me, but I'm just going to tell you the things I feel and know, in my opinion. Um, Liquid sugar is so bad. Glad you're drinking water. I'm also doing 24-hour fasting now and then. Lose good weight that way. I eat a good meal between 6 and 8 p.m., nothing but water after that. I try not to drink too much at night because I feel like I got to pee so much. If I drink hella water at night, like it's not like an internal thing. It's just I used to never drink much. I used to only drink 3 cups of coffee and a Red Bull or something, and that was my whole intake. Now I'm drinking water all day. But if I drink too much water at night, it just makes me it's in me and it wants to come out. You know what I mean? But I learned through Octavia that intermittent fasting is the key. We used to do 5 shakes or 5 little snacks full of protein, and then it kept your calories down, and then you had one good meal. Intermittent fasting is where you eat between noon and 8 and you take in less than 1,500 calories and you will naturally lose weight. So I'm trying that method without needing man-made per se system, but applying it to the theories I've learned. And it does work. I'm telling you, I'm losing weight. I was 223, and this morning without no clothes on, bucket naked in my bathroom, I was 207. And I'd probably be 205 if I waited to weigh myself after using the restroom and stuff, but I'm stuck at that plateau. I need to get another 15 pounds. It's mainly in my stomach, it's mainly in this area where I got excess fat, and I'm going to lose it. I've followed you for years and watched you grow in the greatness that you are. And now, way to take control of everything in your life. Life is short. You are the best that you can do what you have to do in order to reach God or the goal. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bradley. I appreciate that. Like I said, I have been never been a beacon of perfection. I've been transparent. I've showed you guys every flaw. I've showed you every success. And like I said, a lot of people close to me seem to think I have a major ego. Is there one person you're going to say what you say, but is there one person in this chat right now that thinks I'm an egotistical person? Do you think I'm humble or do you think I'm egotistical? Type your one word in right now. Humble or egotistical? Do you think I do this to impress you? Do you think I do this for the view? Or do you think I do this because I solely want to be a transparent person to show people that you could be here or here, but it's how you see yourself? I'm just curious. Um, I cut out soda completely and lost 20 pounds. I have an occasional one. Yeah, I don't really drink soda. I started to when I moved here and I realized how bad it is. I took Social Security at 62. I turned that money into more money waiting till 70. All right. I like that. It's important when you try not to eat so much sugar. I don't eat corn. I don't know if corn's bad for you. I don't really know the answer to that. I think corn is like a very old food that I guess, like everything, is in moderation and how it's grown. The problem with a lot of our plants is Monsanto owns them. So what we used to know as plants are not necessarily made by God anymore or what God created. They are manipulated through DNA or whatever it is and patented, and it's not what we know them as. Afternoon. If you have time, try reading Fit for Life. All right. Humble. Thank you. Humble. Thank you. Do you think you have enough magnesium in your system that you don't think you'd have ever to take magnesium? I don't know because I also hear if you take too much magnesium, that's dangerous too. I know I did blood work at the beginning of this year because Jessica pretty much forced me, and I appreciate it, to start getting my health on. I got my teeth fixed. I got all my cavities. I got them clean. I got them taken care of. I started getting blood work. The only thing wrong with my blood work, I was 4 or 5 points over on my cholesterol, and they wanted me to quit smoking. I quit smoking now, finally. It took me like 7 months, but I'm here. I'm at 3 weeks, lift small weights for an extended time. That will burn. I'm not doing for bulk, like right now, I think I'm benching 80 pounds, which is, I could do far more than that, but I'm going for reps, right? And I bought this thing on TikTok that helps me in between. So I have multiple work. I have a full gym in my garage now, and I'm not maxing out. I'm going for 15 per rep, multiple reps. I'm doing multiple things. Like when I do my chest, I do bench press, I do incline. I use this TikTok thing like this and this that works your chest. I do stuff like this. I get down and I do the opposite with my extension. I do multiple sets of everything because I learned long ago when you work out. A lot of people want to do this all purpose workout because they don't really want to work out. They're hoping for quick results for little effort. When you work out, you want to maximize on muscle groups and give them 2 to 3 days to relax. And then you come back to that muscle group and you work other muscle groups. And that's where I'm at with that. Humble, my dude. Thank you to Bucksmith. I love you. Lift small weights. Okay. We need healthy ego. Okay, humble. Hi from Utah. Humble, humble. Corn isn't that healthy. You have always been transparent. Over the years, I've realized you're just straight up real. I love you. I love you. Thank you. If you drink Red Bull, you're getting tons of magnesium. Hey, Pirate, what's up? The Brooklyn Flipper. Humble. You've shown yourself at your lowest point to show you. Let's freaking go. Congrats on quitting smoke. Little Devil's Delight. I blame God. I blame God. And that's not a bad thing. I think he's given me the strength to do all the things I need to. Like this ain't, I'm not there yet, but look, I'm not biting my nails. The only thing I'm doing is I'm clicking them and it's hard because I gave up smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, and trying to bite my nails. It's not an easy task. It's not. It's not just you wake up and do it, but somehow I've woken up and do it. Um, and yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm not doing it for validation when I ask if I'm humble. But the point is I have people really close to me who keep trying to convince me that I am an egomaniac. They think that I make these vlogs that I do about my family, or when I come live and discuss this, I'm seeking validation from you guys. That I'm trying to position myself in a position of being on a pedestal, that I do everything for the gram. And I've never done that. I've never cared to impress you guys. I want to be transparent. I want to show you my worst moments. I want you guys to help maybe even correct me. I don't mind if I'm wrong. I want to show that I am imperfect, that I have taken my family to some of the worst places just as well as I have brought them to some of the great places. And for that, I know I'm not an egomaniac, but I just want to hear your guys' opinions because if somebody can honestly tell me where I am, I will take that into consideration. If there is something I do on my social media that makes me feel like an egomaniac, I would actually listen to it. I might not agree with you, and you might just say it to be a jerk off because that's what people do on the internet, and I would understand that too. But I'm willing to accept opinions of that nature. Always have been and always will. What's up, cousin? Thank you. Looking great. I hit I did all chest and shoulder today. Give me about 2 months and I'll unveil it all. I need about 2 months before you can see me in a tank top. But when I do, watch out. What up, pirate? Mad love and respect from San Bernardino, California, IE. Let's go, Mr. Torres. Will love you, pirate. That's it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. So yeah, I've had a long morning. I went and got my hair cut. I listened to a nice little like hour sermon. I don't know the right word to call it, a sermon, but Uncle Michael sent me this thing and said you should watch all this, and I did. I worked out for like about 45 minutes. Then I groomed myself afterwards, and now my goal is to clean this garage because I have a car leak. I don't know what's going on. First, I have my box truck leaking for about a year. Haven't got that fixed. And then all of a sudden, in the last 2 weeks, my F-450 is leaking from the bottom of the door and it's letting dust and water in when I drive. And I can't seem to fix the Ford Escape leaking the sunroof, whatever. So I'm trying to clean this up so I can get this in here. And so that's what I'm going to spend my day doing right now is cleaning up the garage, organizing this place, and prepping to get my car parked in here because I live up in the mountains and it is raining. I had some great sleep last night. I don't know what's going on with me, but for a large portion of my childhood, I used to have these crazy dreams. And of course, naturally, as a kid, I didn't really smoke weed like I did for the last 20 years, but I've realized how much weed affects my sleep and my dreams. Ever since I quit smoking weed, I'm starting to have these same crazy dreams I used to have. I have very intuitive dreams. I have these dreams that are actually real life situations. Like I will wake up and 2 days later I will be in the dream I had. It'll be word for word, moment for moment. I'm not saying I'm clairvoyant, but my dreams are insane right now. It's crazy. My dreams have answers. They direct me in a direction. They're so vivid. Like I'll see something and then 2 days later, I just open a drawer and there it is. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on in my life ever since I've made these life-changing alterations, and my dreams are intense. It's almost scary. It's almost scaring me, my dreams. How they're like they're like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but my sleep is off the hook. Um, will love you, Pyre. What you are giving off great energy. Thank you, Donna Dare. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to be myself and a better version of myself. After you watch my video, I realized that I wasn't the best version of myself. I wasn't the best man in a relationship. Not that I'm the only person at fault in a relationship. I'm not the best father I could have been. I'm not the best leader I could have been. I'm not the best businessman I could have been. All around, I had room for improvement. In my spiritual awakening, I had when I believe God hit me with a lightning bolt. You must watch my video on Hustle, Grind, and Wind if you want to hear more about it. But I've come to a lot of revelations, and something inside me has changed deeply from my entire spirit to my energy to my thought process to everything you can think of. And I'm still needing a lot of growth. I'm still not perfect. I don't think I'll ever be perfect. I still have my moments where I let things trigger me, and I'm working on it. And something is helping me along the way. I believe it's God. You were looking young and fresh. Uncle Michael told you his secret. I think it's just our DNA. I just our DNA. And I wasn't doing the right things. I was smoking almost 2 packs a day up until 3 weeks ago. For the last since I moved to this home and I became very distraught and alone. Since I moved to this home, I've been very alone. And it gave me much time to think. And on top of thinking, I let my anxiety kick in. I was chain smoking cigarettes. I've been smoking weed for years, and I also don't drink enough water, and I ate a lot of bad products. Like I have pretty much cut out all fast food since I moved here. I'm in the middle of the wilderness. It's like a 30-minute drive to McDonald's, and I don't want it anyway. I'm eating completely different. And something about that is changing me from the inside out. I think a lot of people focus on the outside, right? A lot of people are very arrogant. We let the deadliest sins get into our way. I've done it myself. Pride, ego, gluttony, lust, etc., etc. A lot of us are too unaccepting of these things. And so when we get to these moments where we should grow and change, we focus on the outside. A lot of people would rather go buy a new sweater. They'd rather buy a new car. They'd rather just focus on maybe losing a few pounds. They get themselves an Ozempic shot and lose the weight. They might go to school and get a better education so they can, look, I got a degree. They focus on everything externally. And that is a big problem with each and every human because you got to start within. You got to start in here internally and your mind, your subconscious, your heart, your soul. That's where the real changes need to come to actually see and let the change transpire. If you focus on everything out here, it's all fake. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to be slamming your head up against a brick wall forever. You got to start internally and let the rest kind of come into place. And I think our world is consumed with image, and everybody thinks as long as you walk around with a Louis Vuitton purse and you got on, your nice new Nikes, and you just bought like all these things. That's the way our world has transformed to where image is what's important, but image is nothing. Look into a grounding blanket. It's great for you and your sleep. Also helps with recovery. I'll look in. Is that one of those heavy blankets, Little Devil's Delight? Is that one of those heavy blankets? So before I got my tooth pulled, so right here, you can see I'm missing a tooth. This tooth right here was broken down to my gums for almost a decade. I think it infected my body. I was always cold. I would take a shower and I'd get out of the shower and I felt like I was in ice. Like I took a cold bath and I couldn't control it. I was always cold. I felt like I was anemic almost or something to that effect. When I got this tooth pulled, my entire health changed. Now I'm always hot. I don't even like the blanket. Like our house gets down to 60 degrees at night and I'm in my underwear. I take off my shorts, my tank top, and I'm always warm. That to me is a sign that my body is doing better. I don't really like constrictive blankets and a lot. I do a lot when I'm in the daytime. I'll wear my sweater and stuff, whatever. I just it's natural, but it's weird at nighttime. I'm heckle warm. I'm a heckle warm, and I like. I don't know if it's laying in the bed or what it is. So I don't know if a grounding blanket, if that's what it is going to help me. I feel like it's going to piss me off. I don't want. I don't want like socks on my feet. I don't want the blanket covering my feet. So I don't know. You tell me if that's what a grounding blanket is. I look at it. What I'm hearing is it's one of those blankets that are heck of heavy, and it helps you sleep. But um, I'm trying to do my best with recovery from working out. Like I said, I try to take protein after I work out. I focus only on certain muscle groups when I work out. I'm eating better, et cetera, et cetera. I love watching your videos from when you had pink hair. Those auctions were epic. Just getting back to watching videos again. I love the pink hair era. No, it's a copper blanket you plug into the wall and you're a chemical battery. Sometimes you need to discharge. That's why people say to touch grass. It grounds you out. All right. I don't touch grass enough, but this is my spiritual place out here. When I walk through the oak trees, this is the only lawn I have. I like to spend time there. I do like to spend time there. I think that's a weighted okay, I was just curious. That makes sense, Jennifer Hayes. I missed you. Love you. Thank you for being here. Um, yeah, so one of the things I'm working on, in the front of my property is a whole patch of land. That's gonna be my garden. That's gonna be my garden area. I'm cutting trees down. I gotta cut some oak trees down, and my neighbor's a forester. He just wrote me a permit to cut a bad tree down, but I can cut 8 oak trees a year under 26 inches or 36 inches in diameter. If it's a four or three prong tree, I gotta add them together. But I got enough room to clear a whole spot for my garden and my solar system I want put in. My garden I'm going to make, I'm going to put several planter boxes and I am going to interlink copper in between every single planter box until it creates a circle, rejuvenating through every one of my planter boxes. And that's how I'm going to grow my garden. There's a lot of theories on this that Tesla created and other people have expanded from, but I'm going to start doing that with my garden. I've always wanted to do that. I'm gonna put all the standard stuff like drip system and stuff. But my biggest goal is I want a copper pole sticking out of each single planter box, and then copper wire inadvertently connecting each one till it creates a circle of life with that energy. And I'm excited to do that. That's gonna be one of my projects. I'm gonna be making it. Vlogs about it. I don't know if you guys want to see it, but I'm trying to not just be a storage guy. I know I'm storage auction pirate, but I am hustle, grind, rewind now. And hustle, grind, rewind is not just business, it's also life. And so I'm starting to film, and I still got some other house vlogs to put out, but I'm going to do a whole video, or it's going to be part of the process of how I'm cutting my trees down, taking some of them for firewood, taking them to dumps. I'm going to build my garden, and I'm going to show this process of doing that. Do it barefoot when walking around in the grass. All right, I'll try that. There's a lot of damn bugs out there. That sounds scary. Plus, it's wet as hell. It's wet as hell, little devil's delight. The garden, yes, I wish I even had a lint piece of land to grow my food. Had it when I owned a home, but miss it more than you know what, Broken Arrow, you can do in-house greenhouses. They make all these great setups that just come on a wall. It just takes up a little piece of land on your wall, and you can literally hydroponically or naturally grow a garden. And that's a good start. You know what I mean? If you want one that bad, don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you. It don't cost a lot to do, and you can get LED and low voltage stuff. Don't let it stop you. Do it. Because I know gardening is very rewarding and I miss it. It's something if you guys remember from years ago, I really loved it. When we moved to Brentwood, Jessica and I didn't want to start another garden. My only goal was getting here. And now I'm going to make the biggest, baddest garden I've ever freaking have. And it's mine because I'm going to be buried in this property. I'm here for life. Even if I might buy another land somewhere else, another house, and I can jump between them, because that's what I do with my money. This is my land for life right here. I believe God brought me here for a reason on every shape and level. And you want to hear more about that? Again, please watch my last video on Hustle, Grind, Rewind. I was hit by lightning. Um, I grow zucchini and a few other things on the patio. Let's freaking go. I love zucchini. There's really not a vegetable I won't eat. I used to be so picky as a kid, and I learned like I'll eat something I don't even like. If it's healthy for me and it sucks, I'm gonna eat it still because I know what it does. Harley Handler, I love you. I just love you. You've been around since you're like a day oneer and you're everywhere I go. You're up on my whatnot. You're here on YouTube. I love you. Thank you for that. And thank you for the kind words about my attitude. Again, I'm just trying to show what life is like. I've taken you guys to my darkest moments, my most embarrassing moments, and I've taken you guys to my highs and the highest of highs, and I've taken you back to the bottom and back to the top. This is my journey. This is where I'm at. I've always wanted to be that light in a dark place, the light in a dark place. And I believe that's done through transparency. I believe that there's a lot of people in this world who don't know the way. Not that I know the way. What I'm saying is that a lot of people think they're alone. They think there's no option. They don't have the courage or power to change or understand that you can overcome any obstacle. I've been through it all. There's nothing you're going to tell me that you have been through that you can't overcome. I've been physically abused for many years. I've been sexually abused. I've been cheated on. I've been robbed. I've been stolen. I've had a gun to my head. I've almost died. I've lost friends from suicide and drug addiction. I've lost my parents. I mean, I can go on and on. I'm not trying to use this as a powerful tool. What I'm saying is, there is nothing, anything, any one of you can ever tell me that I would not understand and know that you can't overcome it. You can overcome everything. As long as you have faith in yourself and you put God above all that, and you have the courage to try, and you're not impatient, and you understand things don't happen overnight, you can literally solve everything. It don't take you don't A lot of people turn to therapy, and I believe therapy can help, but you don't need therapy. It's you in your head. You don't need drugs to feel better. I know the world has convinced us that you need depression meds to feel undepressed, but the reality is that's like a band-aid. That's just going to help you when you're like that. And if you can't do without it, are you ever really going to be happy? There's a lot of things that people don't understand that you could do. And that's what my goal is, to be for the world. You could use some logs for raised beds. Keep on pushing. I made it 6 months before I gave it in into the weed, and sobriety is allow us to heal generational trauma. Jesus is Lord, through his blood, all things. I love it. You know what? I'm gonna make at least one flower bed out of redwood or pine. I have pine. I'm gonna cut down pine and oak. I'm gonna make at least one out of logs just to say I did. Maybe a centerpiece in my garden. Will I want to use boards and standard boards to make the outside, but I'm going to try that one. Because you said that, I'm going to make one out of logs. I love drugs. That's your choice. That's your choice, David. And I will pray for you that you see a different way. I get it. I lost both of my parents to their methamphetamine speed addiction, and I've lost hundreds of people to their drug addictions and what it's done to their life. I don't agree with it. I've never really liked them. I've smoked weed for years, but and I've done recreational things. I'm not saying I've never tried anything. I've done some things in my life, but I don't agree with it. And I was always for recreational use outside of marijuana, which I think did master me for many years, but I will never allow it to do it again. Amen, brother. With the good Lord, many things are possible. If I wasn't on Zoloft, I would have ended up and unaliving myself. I could say that. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, David. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but I believe it becomes a crutch because it doesn't heal us. If we need something for life, we are not healing. And it is a tough journey to fight that. I've had friends commit suicide in many different ways because they couldn't handle the depression inside them. They didn't feel loved. They didn't feel enough. Something happened. I get it. I've had lots of my closest friends unalive themselves. I understand. I do get it. You're not alone. I love you. We grow most of our vegetables. We also have goats and chickens. Solar's going in next week, and we're looking to getting a well drilled. The more self-sufficient you are. Amen, Graham. Amen. Hey, Boatman. What's up, Boatman? I love you. Hi, Jennifer. Weed feels like freedom until you try to stop. Yes, I can see that because you're altering your mind. And if you take too much of it, it's going to completely alter you. And it's just like anything. Anything can feel like freedom. You could see people who want to run across building tops to feel free by jumping and thinking they're going to escape life. You see people do parachuting. You see people drink coffee can make them feel free. The reality is anything that masters you, and that's what it takes to make you a better version of yourself, and you have no control over, creates that freedom. And that's crazy, you know? I get it. I don't know what made me stop because I stopped smoking weed before God hit me with this lightning bolt. Before I had my spiritual awakening, I consciously decided to give up weed. It's been 1 month. It has been a solid 4 weeks I haven't smoked weed. That is the longest period of my life since the age of 2. And yes, I know there's going to be people like, there's no way you smoked weed when you were 2. I smoked it all the time. I had relatives who force fed me it through devices. My parents would hand it to me on a regular basis. I smoked weed most of my entire childhood. I didn't stay high 24/7, but I promise you, I smoked weed from the age of 2 till up until 4 weeks ago. And this is the longest period of my life I've ever gone without smoking it. Weed feels like free. The Holy Spirit will work on your heart. I hope my heart gets better because one of my mom's inflictions is meth killed her heart, and so she ended up with heart disease. And I'm trying my best to internally heal from the inside out. And so I'm hoping my heart does get better. Guys, feel free to smash that like button if you could and share this out. Um, I felt it like even laying down last night on my left side, like my heart felt like uncomfortable. I know it's healing. I've smoked 2 packs a day since the age of 18. About 19, 18 and 19, I've been smoking 1 to 2 packs a day for 25 years. That's not good. And it don't heal overnight. My lungs are probably pretty bad too, but I'm working on that. I'm working on all of this from the inside out. What's up? Jennifer Hayes says, that's awesome. Thank you. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Um, I've been fighting those demons my whole life, and something I believe has helped me along the way. You know, my parents' usage problems scared me stiff against drugs. That being epileptic, which I view as a gift, kept me. Yeah, I never really liked doing drugs. I never did. Because my whole life, I went to bed crying almost every night. Oh, my dad's gonna have a heart attack and die from meth. My mom's gonna take too much cough syrup. You know, like my parents were extreme drug doers. They didn't just do a little bit. Like I've watched my mother drink 10 bottles of promethazine coating cough syrup in one singular day. I feel she tried to kill herself that day. She was not doing well because her and my dad's divorce, and she was very depressed. And I singularly watched her take 10 bottles of promethazine cough syrup in one singular day, autos, and then drive me across town asleep while I drove from the passenger seat. This is a real story. It's nothing against my mom. She spent a lot of years fighting her own demons. I hold no ill will against her, and I hope she's in a safer, better place up there, and she no longer ails from the mentalness that she did. I've watched my dad do lines longer than his garage. My dad did more speed that would fill this room. I've watched him take 100 hits of acid in one singular gulp, followed by 3 grams of speed to not let the cops find it. And it barely affected him. This is not bragging, and it's not like, oh, wow, that's so cool. This is just what I've witnessed. I was a subject to this my whole life. And it made me never want to. Did I try acid before? Yes, I have. I've never once tried speed. Have I tried mushrooms? Yes, I have. I microdosed for some time, which is a very small amount. I've done things in my life. I am not perfect, but I've never had a problem with anything outside of weed or cigarettes. I never did anything on a magnet. I've never once tried a single ounce of speed, a single line of speed, but I've done a line of coke in my life. I'm being transparent. I've taken MG, whatever you call it. I've done ecstasy. I loved ecstasy when I was 20 years old. I've done some things, but never did I have a problem with it outside of marijuana or cigarettes. It was just because other people were doing it, and I felt just like, let's do it, you know? But I always felt like crap afterwards in here because I know better. and I regret it. I regret it. I've never liked drinking. I'll do it here and there. I usually only drink when I'm on vacation or in a good place. I don't like drinking when I'm in a bad mood because it intensifies a bad mood. But I love going to like Mexico and sitting in a pool for 3 days and drinking hella pina coladas and enjoying myself. I don't like just getting drunk on a regular basis because I find that a way to substitute depression or you're trying to kill something. I'd rather face things head on. Um, Jesus can heal you. Trust them. Romania, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Thanks for sharing your life. Hi, Pirate. Just joined. What's happening? Keg, I'm just talking. I'm just chilling. I'm doing my due diligence to show the world what I am and what you could be and what you shouldn't be. Smoking has always been a crutch. Do I should say illegal drugs? Um, I don't know. You say what you want. You say what you want. Um, like I said, there's so many things. I don't like pharmaceutical drugs. I never liked those. My mom was heavily addicted to pharmaceutical drugs. She was able to go to a doctor and just get full bottles of Valiums. I've watched my mom take 50 single Valiums at one time. She was so in a bad place. I've watched her take a whole handful, 50 Valiums, eat them in one time, and it still took 4 hours to kick in. That's nuts. And I could never help her. She eventually changed for the better. She eventually gave up her drug addiction. She started to do the right things, but her body was already altered. I grew up in the same filth. Mushrooms saved me from suicide, and then I love and I felt the spiritual awakening that came after doing 28 grams in a tea. Eating them will make you laugh for hours. Will make you meet your maker. I did it all. Jeeves said, exactly. And I'm not saying mushrooms are bad. See, mushrooms are a weird one because they have technically found that psychobacillin or whatever you pronounce that word, I can't, is far more healthier and better than any drug that they're going to give you prescribed. Remember, there's a reason why they prescribe us things. Very few things heal. This is my opinion. You don't have to believe me. You can do your own belief and have your own faith. But almost anything made by man and the pharmaceutical companies, they are no different than a man selling crack on the corner. They are no different than a man selling you heroin. They are no different than a man selling you methamphetamines because they need you to come back. They want you coming back every single month so they keep getting that paycheck. And all the pharmaceutical companies are all the ones who put the doctors through college and they pay for scholarships and they train in their ways for you to understand that you need to take this because the doctor tells you. And most of us will just do whatever a doctor says. It's not what Jesus created. It's not what God created. It's not of the earth. It is something that you are told because it helps us stay in our state of mind, which is basically being a slave for free, a free slave till we die. They don't want us healthy. I believe in antibiotics. That kind of does make a sickness or an ailment go away, but most everything, you're on it for life. Chemo. Chemo was created to kill cancer, but it kills more people than it heals. It was created because they didn't like that the war on drugs found out that digesting 60 grams of cannabis oil inside your home that you grow abolishes tumors, and they were livid. So they created chemo, which sucks the life out of you. It kills everything internally. It's crazy when you really step back and try to think differently than anything that we have been told. And when you microdose a mushroom, which you don't get high from, you take like zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.3 grams of a mushroom. It is one of the greatest antidepressants. You will never feel psychedelic feelings from it. You will not be high. You could literally pretty much drive, even though I don't recommend it because you took it. I did this 4 or 5 years ago, several years, I would say maybe, yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, I started microdosing. I did some research and found that just minute amount of it help you fight depression. There's great studies on it, and that's why it's now given. Let me get some water. But there is a big difference in taking mushrooms in a mass amount that affect your alter your mind, and taking a minute amount that does absolutely nothing psychologically outside of fight depression. I agree. Just like the dispensary, it's all about profit, not the patient. Exactly. Antidepressants, antipsychotics, illegal mushrooms in Northern Ireland. Well, maybe one day they'll make it legal. I don't know what to say, but do some research. Don't. This is my opinion. You guys would need to find this out for yourself and see what you believe. Uh, but they're not illegal here. They're not illegal here anymore because they have found that the research is far greater to fight antidepression than most any drug they'll prescribe us. There's a lot of things that are illegal because they don't want you to be healed, Faith and Fortune. Why did marijuana become illegal in 1906? When before 1906, it was used in over 300 medicines that create healing. And then when the pharmaceuticals, the big companies came into play, they abolished weed and made it illegal because ingesting marijuana, not smoking it, is not a cure. This does nothing. It might help relax your body and things like that, but when you digest it in certain ways, it is an actual medicine. There's a reason why they make a lot of things illegal because they don't want us to be healed, in my opinion. California, for one. I think it's been legal in a lot of places. Yep, exactly. The herbs of nation will heal the sick. Exactly. Weed is an herb. Herb means good. It was created by God. But again, like many things, depending on how you take it, how much you take it, and how vast it is, it will alter things. That's why there's different ways of talking about it, you know? Again, this is my opinion. Don't want anybody getting mad at me and oh, look, I was trying to tell us to do this. Do your own due diligence. Our government has patents on cannabis oil killing cancer and abolishing tumors, but they don't want to make it legal because they don't want us healed. Population control, sickness, keeping us lethargic and dying while we spend tens of thousands a month to fight cancer to stay alive. So they just another way to tax us, in my opinion. My son overdosed and is not with me or his brother. I'm sorry to hear that, Kay. Like I said, I couldn't even tell you. Like, for example, you guys know I got full custody of my children. Why did I get full custody of my children? Because their mom is addicted to fentanyl. To this day, I still have to try to be there for my kids who worry about this every day, watching their mom fight an addiction who will never probably stop and chooses that over them. I've lost many friends to overdosing. Heroin, for one, I've lost a lot of great people I loved ODing to heroin. I get it. Trust me. And I feel bad for you. I feel sorry for you. And I will pray. And I love you. I know it's just one of the worst struggles in the world is to lose a child. I know that was my dad's biggest fear is he never wanted to outlive us. American Indians use some plant LSD. Yes, they do. It's not all bad. What I realize smoking, you're destroying God's temple. It's not ours to destroy. Exactly. I'm learning that. I'm studying these things, faith and fortune. I'm studying this. Like, why not make cigarettes illegal? Well, because they want the tax dollars. Our government with profit for, yeah, we can't, they don't want to make weed federally legal, but they will make cigarettes federally legal. This emoji. I had a bad trip at 18. I thought I was dying. I've been there. When I was like 18, I took 3 double dip hits of acid. I didn't know what I was doing. I always saw my dad. I used to watch my dad drop 100 hits of acid at a time because he was crazy. He would drive a tractor trailer after doing so on his way to a move job, move a whole house. I grew up watching that. So I just, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. And I took 3 double dip hits of acid and I had an out of body experience. I remember it to this day. I remember every second of it. I remember seeing my body laying on the bed and I felt like a ghost. I was talking to my roommate, Mark Mickle, and I told him, Mark, I'm dead. You're not talking to me. You don't get it. My body's right there. Never liked that stuff. I went to work the next day. I called my Taco Bell manager. And I'm like, hey, I don't mean to be obtuse, but I can't come into work today. I took too much acid, and I'm way too honest of a person. I'm just too blatantly honest. He's like, I don't care. I need you. I remember going to work the next night, closing Taco Bell, still, still never slept. The walls breathing, the tacos moving, all bad, all bad. Cigarettes are expensive in the UK. It's all about the money. Everything in life. Why do you think they say money is the root of all evil? We could take everything we just discussed in this entire chat and we could drive it down to money is the root of all evil. It creates self-loathing, it creates jealousy, it creates uh pacing nonstop. It creates uh lust and desire. It falls into every one of them in my eyes. It it's bad. A lot of people are obsessed with money. They think it just gives them all the answers. They feel, oh, if I can, I'm gonna go buy a new purse 'cause I just made some money, and that makes them feel better. When reality is, if you just felt better in here, you'd be better. The world that we live in, the powers above, the pyramid, businesses are. We see this, but they all equal up to just a few handful of businesses run the whole world and a few people, and they keep extracting it from the bottom up. I hate money now. I hate it. I really do. And I know I need it to survive. There's nothing free. The only thing that we are not charged to do is breathe. Every single thing else in this world, this damn cup of water, we got to pay for water, which is free. It consumes 70% of this damn planet, and we have to pay for it. I'm surprised they haven't figured out a way to make us pay to breathe. That's going to be the ultimate fuck of our free slavery is when we got to start paying to breathe. It's the only thing we ain't charged for. Every single thing else we have to pay for. And we are taxed on every dollar we make. There are loopholes that most of us don't understand that can exempt us from it. But everything we do, we have to trade our time. That is the most valuable thing God ever gave us is time on this planet. And we have to trade it to make money. We are taxed on every dollar we make from the moment we don't even get a chance. It comes out of our check unless we work for ourselves. Then every time we spend a dollar, we are taxed on every dollar we spend. And then at the end of the year, we have to pay taxes again. And if some of us are lucky, we get a little bit back and we feel like we're just shit. The IRS gave me back 8 grand. Let's go. I'm paying off my credit cards. I'm going to Disneyland. No fucking way is that the way it should be. That's a trap. The system is a trap, in my opinion. Easy money, smart equals high street, instant anxiety, spend dopamines. Smartphones, Christmas, spend, spend, spend. Smartphones need to be replaced every year, damn near nowadays. Everything is designed this way. Everything, every single thing costs. And most of us will never understand that because the system we live in is programming. We have been programming. They say by the age of 7, you have received all the programming you will ever need past your life. We enter preschool at age 4. We enter kindergarten at age 5. Our parents have already been through this process. So from age 1 to 4 and 5, they've already programmed us through their programming. Then we go from first grade to 12th grade. And we spend all of that being programming by history that is told to us that we believe because, they told us, they said this is how it was. They have beat it into it. We go 5 days a week from the 5 or 7 o'clock in the 7 to 8 in the morning till 2 to 3 in the afternoon. We are trained. It takes 66 days to form a habit or break an addiction. Multiply that times 13 years. The programming is so deep, no one will ever see the difference. Some of us will, but we cannot break that programming because that 66 days has been magnified times 100. So now we know don't speak up unless you raise your hand. Mrs. Jones, I got a question. Oh, it's noon. Can I eat lunch now? Can I take my lunch break now from noon to noon 30? Oh, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do so in my free life, that I can now take my lunch because it's school time. We are given an education that is completely corrupted and controlled. And then when we hit 18, if we want to become somebody, we got to spend a fuck ton more money to get an education that, again, is manipulated and corrupted. It is trained to program us further. Like I was saying with the medicine world, doctors are great and I love them, but they're all trained by the 1%. They say what they're taught. And we only listen to those people, never thinking that maybe God gave us all the answers right here in the ground, in earth, a way to heal ourselves and live better. But we are in this programming. It's so crazy. You are the goat of auctions. I love you. I am not, I'm not trying to be cocky. But it's safe to say I've paved the way for all the cats to get paid today. T.I. said it best. I created what it is everybody makes money from. I was the first guy and everybody hated me for it. I made the first TV pilot that they hired actors for me to be. I am the one who gave a lot of people authenticity and shown the world. Nothing to brag, but this is my one thing that I know I was part of in this world, was this storage auction business. And I know a lot of people have made or learned how to do money from what I have taught, and I've never charged a single soul. Never once have I asked for a single dollar or charged for my education outside of expecting to get some views on it. Elon Musk said we are external. Elon's a smart guy. I have confliction with him because everybody can be tainted. He has a lot of great theories, and I think he himself is testing what his belief is through being the richest man in all the avenues that he has gone. He has a lot of great things, and he is part of a great family. His generations above him have a lot of great knowledge. Like I said, I'm trying to build my garden with the copper theory that Tesla came up with, you know? There's a lot of hope in that guy, but there's also a lot of possible demise. Thankfully, pirate people are finally waking up. Let's go. Freedom of speech. Really try saying the word thing that is that freedom. It's not free. Freedom isn't free. It's not. There's nothing free about it. It's a mind fuck. We are all free slaves, in my opinion. You single? What state are you? No, Abby, I'm not technically single. Why? Why you asking me if I'm single? I'm not technically single. I am in a relationship. Um, but thank you for asking. We will need universities teaching respect, healthy ego. It's fine. I recently fired my doctor. Really had me on such medication now. See what I'm talking about? Okay, isn't that wild? People don't realize it. People don't realize it because they have to work there. They're fine with it. I know a lot of people who are saying it's not, but they still go to work because they need that job and they need that money and they need that health benefits and retirement plan. But I don't like medicine. That's why I never wanted to go to doctors, because I truly believe that doctors, they're great. They know some things, but they are trained how to prescribe us something. They are trained how to get us hooked on something we need every month, like the PG&E bill, like the water bill, like the insurance. We need to buy these drugs, and if we have health insurance that we pay for or is provided by the government, who are being paid by the lobbyists, who are owned by the pharmaceutical company to keep us coming back and keep prescribing that shit, because these insurance companies that have imaginary money that's keep being printed to keep paying for these drugs that those doctors said we need, keeps their money in their pocket. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's all right there in black and white, but the average person will never see it, because why? Programming. The programming of education, the television programming, the media programming. And most of us will never see what it is for what it is, because we have faith in that. And if you say these in certain crowds, you're crazy. It's always the ones preaching the truth that look the craziest. Not right now, Chris Taylor. I'm working on a big collection that I bought with Mr. Buys a lot. I got like maybe 8,000 animation sketches to go. I've got about 3,500 posters to go. I'm buying when I see it, but I won't overpay. I'm so overtired of overpaying, and I'm so tired of the corrupt online auction system. Like I said earlier, Chris Taylor, I got a backup offer yesterday on a storage unit I bid $1,910 on. It ended at 9,120. I'm done thinking that storage treasures, in my opinion, is caring about it. How do we know they're not just there bidding it up because they know somebody's going to pay? And they offered me a $2,700 backup offer. You know what I said? Kiss my. There's no way I'm going to take an offer for more than I bid because you found a way to alter the system to extract more money. That's why I backed out of being on the board of storage council with storage treasures because I realized, in my opinion, much like a lot of people on social media who are fake, used me for the authenticity of this business. Because deep down inside, everybody knows Timothy when it comes to the authenticity of this business. And that's not my ego. It is what I've worked hard for and what I've stuck by. I'm not here for the views. I don't give a fuck if everybody stopped watching me. I'm going to keep doing it because this business means a lot to me. And all of my friends make money on this business. And someone needs to advocate for the authenticity of it. And I realize that they used me, much like some of the people some of us look up to look genuine, to look like they care. And I pissed me off after I realized that nothing you said you were going to do came to fruition. You just found a way to manipulate the bid system to keep extracting money. There's no way you're going to convince me that the 10 to 20% you get in a buyer's premium doesn't pad your pocket and it doesn't benefit you to keep people stealing the bid and forcing them to pay more because that's where your pocket is padded, in my opinion. Mm-mm. They can kiss my white ass. Pardon my French. And I told them that. I told the woman and the women's above them that were the ones who coerced me to be part of it. And I thought that they were legitimate. No, I think you guys are crooked and I think you're part of it and you're not fixing the problem. They literally lied to me. They told me there's no way to people to have an account to bid. And Jessica herself doesn't have authorization to bid. And she kept being able to bid $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 when she's never bought a single unit. And that was supposed to fix the problem. I found that through a loophole one day when she tried to bid. And I'm like, wait a minute, Jessica, you're not supposed to be able to bid. She's like, "You're right. What happened to the rules you helped them design?" No, it's just an error. It's just an error in your location. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You're just telling me only in the Bay Area it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening in the other 50 states, the other 10,000 counties in our country. It just happened in my area, the glitch that was working that way. That's what I say. Are you still I'ma be a fool. I'll be a fool for Jesus. I agree with that. I agree with that. I remember when you first started. You have worked. Thank you. I have worked very hard, and I am now in a phase of my life where I want to work smarter. I prefer not to work. I haven't figured out how to retire. I haven't figured out how to keep the money coming in yet. I'm praying. I'm hoping to win the lotto or something because I really don't want to work no more. I've worked so much in 47 years. I started working when I was a child. I know, like a lot of I get this grief from people near me, but I've been working since I was a kid. I used to do everything I can as a child. I didn't care if I was crushing cans, drawing cards at the age of 7 to walk around my neighborhood to ask to mow the lawn. I didn't care if I was going to work with my dad or my uncle Mike or my uncle David or my uncle Kenny, and I'd work all day to make 10 bucks. I've always been a worker. When I was a teenager, I started having multiple jobs. When I was 18, I used to open up at Burger King. Then I would go be the lunch guy at Subway. Then I would be the Taco Bell manager at nighttime. And then I would drive to clean hotels from midnight till 5 in the morning. I have been a worker like nobody's business, like that Hey Mon video from Living Color. That was me. You only got one job, man? When I was your age, I had four jobs, man. That was me. but I was trained to work harder, not smarter. I was trained that as long as I trade time, I will get money. And that is the mind fuck I'm discussing here now. We are free slaves, in my opinion. And the only way to be free of that is to find a way to make the money yourself and not make a company richer. Because when you work for somebody, you are probably never going to retire. You will most likely not outlive your retirement because it's going to wear you down. The stress, the time, the energy, by the time you make it there, you will have very little of your life. And that is not the way God planned it for us. I used to do paper routes too. I love paper routes. I did it all. There's not many jobs I mean, like I said, I was cleaning toilets at 3 in the morning after working 3 jobs. That's why I'm praying that I can continue to do what I do and always work for myself and find a way to not have to work anymore. My goal is financial freedom, not because I want Lambos and $1 million lots. It's because I just want to chill. I want to wake up and take my kids to school. I want to cook dinner. I want to travel to distant lands and see things that the world is created in history. I want to sleep in on Wednesday mornings. I want to take walks. I want to plant trees. I want to enjoy life. I do not want to be a slave to the society. That's what started it all, boat man. That's the video that started the entire craze. That's the video that a lot of original buyers before me hate me for because what I did. But I would never go back on that. It would make my job so much easier if I didn't train the world how to be a better storage buyer. It would have made my life a lot easier if I didn't give fake storage buyers authenticity to look real, to capitalize in views. It would make my life a lot easier if I didn't bring 100,000 people to this business to make money. But the reality is, maybe that's what God wanted. Maybe He wanted me to help people become free of their slavery contract to society. I have made more people money than one person is made from this business, and that is priceless. I have helped generations of families change their life, make the money to survive, and that is priceless. Um, you're spot on. When I turned 18, I ran adult movie house and bookstores. Cleaning it was, I bet it was. I don't even want to think about it. I had a paper route, worked on Xmas trees, sold flowers on Mother Day, etc., to pay my rent at 14. That's what's up, Broken Arrow. I commend you for that. Do you guys have any more questions? We've exceeded our hour. I only want to do like hours. Do you guys have any real legitimate questions? Um, anything you want to say? Anything at all? I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I've never been here to be that guy. I'm not here for you guys to watch me because I want to be fake. I have, like I said, I have people near me who claim that I'm very fake, and it doesn't bother me because that's their perception. But when I ask you, I know when you guys watch me, I'm not here to be fake. I would never embarrass myself on social media if I wanted attention and views. I would have never made myself look way down here. I am probably the most humble and transparent individual on social media. I want you guys to know you can come from anywhere and you can become anything. It's all right here inside of you. All you have to do is believe in yourself and, more importantly, put God above that, and you can overcome and accomplish anything in this world. It's very possible. How to get started in the business. Everyone have a good evening. Do you think the small buyers can you can, but how much money? That's the question. That's like a double-edged sword. That's like a double-edged sword. What is money to you? We live in this world where we tell ourselves if we just work X amount of hours at $25 an hour, we'll make money and that'll cover us. We program ourselves. What do you need to make? How much do you need to make? Do you want to make more? I like having no cap. In the storage business, there is no cap. It's almost like a lottery, except you still make money. And lottery, you lose, and sometimes one person wins. You can make all the money in the world in one storage unit and you can lose all of it. Money is to be made, but I don't believe one avenue is enough. They say you need 5 streams of revenue to be wealthy, to form a level of retirement, to be successful. You need 5 streams of revenue. So the storage business is just a stream. Yes, you could sell on eBay. Yes, you could sell on whatnot. Yes, you can sell at the flea market. That's now 3 streams. But you need one incoming stream of storages, which, in my opinion, is not enough. You need to probably do consignment. You need to probably pick things. There's so many different ways to look at this. I don't, that's why I have hard time answering questions because I need a more direct to give you what you want to hear. I think it's the worst time to start this business. And I think if you're in it, you should start striving for different avenues. I personally believe the flea market's going to non exist soon. We are moving to a cashless society. I say this all the time, and many don't want to believe it because all anybody thinks is this will never go away. It's almost gone. It's almost gone. They abolished pennies the other day. Pretty soon, this is going to mean nothing. Pretty soon, this is going to mean nothing. We're moving away from that. There's no control in money. It's printed every day. It's going to implode. It has no real value. It is an illusion, and it is why it is the root of all evil. Look at what the dollar bill is worth over a 300-year scale. Look at the spending power a dollar bill has. If you had $100,000 in the bank in the year 2020, it only has the value of 75 grand. If you never touched it and you still have that 700,000 in the bank right now, it really only has the value of 75 grand. But people don't see that. People don't see it. They don't want to believe it. They don't know how to feel it. Illusion. It is an illusion. Thank you for sharing. We all have things to overcome or be or do better. I agree. I'm working on it daily. I'm far from perfect, and I don't think I'll ever be perfect. The only thing I know is what I've done wrong, why I did it wrong, and what I need to do to be better. And I can only strive to be a better version of myself every day. What would you do today, Pirate, if you were starting off with little funds? Give me a number. Give me a number. Give me a number. Let me step back from that. If I was going to start today, I say this all the time. If I was going to start the reselling business today, the first thing I would do is learn reselling. Because above having that money number and above having a goal, you need to understand resale. So, for example, say you went to the store and you bought yourself a new Coach purse for 200 bucks because you want to feel better and you need one to match your outfit, right? Because that's where your self worth lies. Now you've worn that purse for a little bit and now it sits in your closet. Now it's worth 25 to 50 bucks, but in your head you're attached to the value of 200. Go sell that purse you don't use no more and understand where the loss of money transpires. I would walk around my house and I would look for anything that I ain't touched in 6 months. If I needed to make money, I would walk everywhere in your vicinity and I would start listing things to platforms to understand the platform. I would start understanding eBay and Facebook Marketplace. I would take stuff not worth listing to the flea market and understand why you bought something for 40 and only can get $1. And I would relinquish every materialistic item that I wasted my money on and learn the concept of resale. Then I would take that money and I would use that as my funds. That's what I would do if I started today. And that is the number one way anybody's going to learn this business is by understanding the concept of resale. What do you think? What do you think? And then I would also understand on top of that, that it's not what you make, it's what you spend. I would also suggest that you understand comfort, that you know how to be comfortable with nothing. I would want you to understand that life Money doesn't bring happiness. It's a temporary fix. It's like a high. It's like a drug. It's no different than shooting heroin into your arms. Needing money and having to buy something is an addiction. It's a fix. It's you searching for your self worth or a temporary high because you don't know how to be comfortable. I know so many people who cannot just take off a Saturday and Sunday and relax, walk around the house in their sweats and not need to OCD themselves to death. They don't need to go out and buy something. They just simply can just relax. They can sit and read a book or walk through the park. You know what I mean? Find comfort. Find comfort in absolutely nothing. Find comfort in needing and having absolutely nothing to make you feel better. Because once you do that, you will understand it's not what you make, it's what you spend. That is a very powerful phrase that is often lost in time and life because image is important, because materialistic items is what gives somebody self worth. Because we turn on our TV and Kim Kardashian's like, hey, look at my skims. Look at my booty and my skims. You should buy my $56 pants. And so we as people, oh my God, I love Kim. She's so beautiful. I need to follow in her footsteps because Elon Musk comes on. I just made a new Tesla, guys. This is the way. And we need that Tesla because we look up to Elon. Or we want to see LeBron James dribble a basketball with his not the greatest basketball guy in the world. And we see, oh, we need his new shoe because LeBron James put it out. And I'm going to be as cool as him. And we are trapped in this world. We are trapped in this world where the money and the product is what we seek. But none of that matters because we really only need money to pay our PG&E, our rent, our water, buy food, and that's the stuff that we have to have. But most people can't be past that. I do say we need vacations. They say you'll live like 27% longer if you take a vacation a year or something like that because it relieves stress because we're in this program where we're full of stress, full of anxious, our whole world is programming every second of our day. We have to be somewhere and do something and pay for something because we don't know how to have comfort without all of that. It's not what you make, it's what you spend, boatman. It's not what you make, it's what you spend. You don't make the money on selling, you make it when you buy. These are the things I would do if I had nothing and I was starting from something. And I've shown you guys that. It's real simple. If you remember 6 years ago, actually, it'll be six and a half, almost 7 years ago, May 2019, storage auction pirate, full custody of his children, lost his home. I had to walk away from my credit. I had $3 to my name. I didn't have credit cards. I had no family to borrow money from. I had nothing. I had a little gray Honda and a Dodge Ram truck that I had to pull my little crappy trailer around that I've been driving for 10 years that I took the best money I ever made and invested in. And I had to make something out of nothing. The first thing I did was I took all my children's belongings that they valued because I didn't want them to suffer from what I did and I put it in storage. I put it in storage. We even had a Christmas in storage right before that. Right before I ended up going homeless, my kids and I had a Christmas in our storage. I put all their stuff in storage and I sold everything of mine. I did anything I could to come up with a little bit of money and I kept striving. I bought a little bit. I was cleaning out houses. I was making next to nothing, but I kept doubling it up, sacrificing. Then Jeebus came along and let me stay with him for a minute. And during that time frame, I got mad lucky because my energy and focus was on success and getting my children out of that hole. But I did all of that with $3 to my name. I didn't have a wealth of product to sell. I just got a little bit out of it. Here we are, flash forward 6 years later, I am sitting in a home I bought for $915,000. I'm sitting with a truck right there, my F-450 paid for. I literally owe almost nothing on this truck right here. I have a box truck that I bought. I have my trailer I bought 17,000 cash. I bought this dump trailer right here, $14,000. And I'm sitting in my dream property. I'm sitting on 5 acres in God's country, and I had $3 to my name just over 6 years ago. No, I'm not special. No, I'm not somebody. I'm not bragging. I'm not being egotistical. I'm not trying to boost myself. This is not my hyping saying I'm perfect, follow my way. What I'm saying is, I've taken you to the bottom of this business and I had absolutely fucking nothing to my name. I was alive, crying in my car, talking about the woman I loved not wanting me, talking about how bad my life was. There's no way I could even statistically be an egomaniac being that transparent. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. What I'm saying is, you could do anything in this fucking world. You can do fucking anything if you just believe in yourself and you believe in a higher power and you're willing to sacrifice and you're willing to not focus on the material things. It's, we live in the most greatest of times and the worst of times. There's no excuses. It's only what you're willing to do, how much energy you're willing to put in it, and where you're willing to direct that energy. Because I've proven it. And I did this for not just my family, I did it for the world. That's why I've made these videos I've made, because I've seen so many people. I love so many people in my life. I've seen so many people struggle since the day I was born. So many people have children and live through welfare and food stamps and have their drug addictions and spend all their time working for nothing. I've seen it and it drives me nuts. I wanted to show the world what it's capable of, what each and individual person can do if you just try and you make sacrifice. And I'm not saying I didn't do some dumb stuff with money. I've done some dumbass shit. We got a $5,700 couch sitting in my living room. I now think I probably could have done it with a $1,500 couch. You know what I mean? I wasted a little bit of my money. I put myself in some bad positions, even through the things I've accomplished. I've wasted some money at the casino. I've bought a lot of Nike clothes that I didn't need, but I like to collect it and I like to wear it. I've wasted a little bit of money here and there in my last 6 years, but I worked fucking hard for it and I saved my ass off. I scrimped. I paid the IRS $72,000 taxes cash out my damn bank account. Almost broke me mentally. I feel I deserve a little bit. I'm not doing it to feel better. I'm not doing it because I want to be praised. I just feel I worked in a little bit. I've given my family everything and more they've asked for in this last 6 years. I put them all on pedestals. I've spoiled them. Probably shouldn't have, because material items don't mean nothing. But I wanted them to know they're loved and I wanted them to see and have things that they thought they would like. But you could do anything in this world. Three fucking dollars to my name. I was pretty much a homeless dude on the corner begging for money, except I didn't beg. I turned off my PayPal donations. I turned off the super chats. I took away any chance for one single pirate out there to give me $1. I did that for a reason, because I know naturally people were going to say, you only did this because of social media. No, motherfucker. No, I did this because of me. I did this because of what I believe in myself and what every one of us could do. It's crazy. Barb, I'm sorry to hear that. Trust and believe, Bar, you could do it. What you have to do is not focus on the problem. You got to sacrifice. You got to scrimp. You got to do what you can. You have all the power. If you're saying that's you right now, don't focus on depression. Focus on how to make it change. Focus on what you want. Show gratitude for the moment and let the rest unfold. Put faith in God. Put faith in yourself and go hard. Hustle, grind, rewind. That's it. You got to do it. You got it in you. I know you can do it. I know you can. Been watching you for years from way back. You speak the truth, Mike. Thank you. And for those, most importantly for the babies, most importantly for the children. You got this. Don't let it be your crutch. Don't expect an instant success. Do not expect a handout. You have to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself, for your children, and it will come. It might not happen overnight. It might take 3 months, but that's the try. It might take 6 months, but that's the trial for you to understand. I started watching you just before Record Palooza. There is no way you remember Record Palooza. That's the one of the first times I lost everything. That was back when I was with Scott. That was back when I was in a bad relationship. That's when I lost the store, my apartment, before I got custody of my children. Fuck. That's just the fact that you said Record Palooza. I know how long you've been here with me. I know how long you've been a pirate, and I love you. I love you. Guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate you guys here. Share this out, like this, comment, and I'll talk to you guys later. I love you.